It's Bilikis and you're welcome to my channel. How you all doing? And if you're new to my channel, do not hesitate to hit the red button because you will be glued to my channel. I promise you that. And there is a notification bell there. Just click on it. That will help you get a notification each time I put up a video. And guess what? Today we'll be making a tiered sleeve. And trust me, as I will always say, it is very, very, very easy. I have to make a quick one here just for you to get an idea on what we are about to do. Can you see it? 1, 2, 3. So all you need is your basic sleeve and some extra fabric. Before going ahead to do that, I want to give you a good news. We are having a Easter promo on our tools, and I will show you what makes up a pack. Like here, we have the pant curve, the hip curve, and the armhole curve. Usually we sell it at the rate of 8,000 naira, and the good news is that it is now 6,500. But hurry while stuff lasts, and please beware of imitation, because someone complained seriously about getting a particular tool which was written made in Nigeria, and she complained bitterly, but I had to let her know that is not from Bilikis signature. My tool is made in Pakistan, so please beware of imitation. So right now, let's get started on our today's tutorial. So right now I have my basic sleeve here. So all you need to do is determine from the edge of your shoulder down to where you want the last hair to start from. So like here I have 16. I want that to start from a little bit above my elbow. So here I have 15 inches. So all you have to do now is to open up your fabric. Can you see that? So with this now, what I will do is just measure from the midpoint. I will just measure around between 5 and 6 is okay, depending on what you want. Even you could even have your sleeve that starts. The first hair will start with the edge of the sleeve, but for this one I will start around 5 inches or 6, but I will just make it 6 inches. So this is what I have. My 6 inches is here. So this will be the first place to place my first tear. So I will just make it into a straight line. So this is the first one. Can you see that? So now to determine where the second would be, because since the last one will be here, all you have to do is just measure from here down here. Like here I have 9 inches. Just divide that into 2. That will give you 4.5. So that will be here. So this will be where the second tail will be. Can you see that was pretty easy? Then I will draw that into a straight line too. And I'm done. All I have to do is to start cutting the circular sleeve. So can you see what I have here? So this will be the first one, this will be the second one, and this will be the third one. So right now I will get my leftover fabric. I have folded my fabric. This is it. Let me explain. Because we will be having half circle for the tears, because it always looks nicer for a tiered sleeve. A half circle is better. So what I just did was that, can you see my fabric folded this way, and then here, this is how you fold for a half circle. Can you see that? So right now we will go back to the basic sleeve, and all you have to do is to take your measuring tape and then measure the first tear. Can you see that? So I will just measure it, and here I have 19. And for a half circle, all you have to do is divide the circumference, not the circumference, the measurement of whatever you get by 3.142. But for a full circle, we will divide by 6.28. So here now I have 19. So it's going to be 19 divided by 3.142. So I will go to my calculator to get that. So what I'll just do now is 19 divided by 3.142, or just 3.14. So here I have 6.04, so approximately 6. So to calculate my radius for the first tear, that will be 6. So right now let's go over to our folded fabric. So what I will do now is make sure your fabric is well folded. I will take my chalk and measure 6 inches. Can you see that? 6 inches. 6 inches. With this method, even if you are not so accurate and you have excess, you could always trim it off because you have 2 open hands. to 6. So we just make it into a nice curve. Can you see that? So having done that, whatever seam allowance you want to use to attach it to the basic sleeve, just add to it. So I will just add there about half an inch. You could decide to ignore that. In case you have excess, you could always trim it off. So I will make it into a nice curve too, and then I will cut off. Or you could just, to get the length of your circle tear sleeve, all you have to do is note, because this is very, very important. Now we have gotten the radius, but the length of the first tear, make sure it is covering the second one. Please note that. So from here now, from the first one, I will just measure whatever I have here, which is 4.5. So whatever length you are using here should be more than this. So remember, you have to hem the circular sleeve you are cutting, like the bell sleeve you are cutting. You have to add some hemming allowance. So I will just make it 6 inches. So by the time I hem it, I could have 5.5. Please note that it should be more than the second layer. So since I said I will be using 6 inches, so from this lower one I will just measure 6. So after giving it a nice curve, then I can cut it off. And next is to put up the upper part. So this is what I will have for the first tier. Can you see it? It's half circle. So the next thing now is to place it this way. The same process we have done for this upper one, that is the same process you will use to achieve the circle for the second and then the third tier. All you have to do is, the first one we got 19 here, and then we divided by 3.142. The next thing is to measure the second one too. Like here I have 17, so it will be 17 divided by 3.142. Then I will go to the last part. Here I have 15.5, so I will divide it by 3.142, and whatever I get I will use as the radius, and then you will use the same length. Here we use 6 inches to achieve the other two. The next thing now is to just place it this way, right side facing right side, this way, and then I will just pin it down to this. Can you see that? So this is what you will have. And then you will sew either the 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch you left all through. That is what I will do. Can you see that? Can you see it matches at the end? So by the time you sew it, this is what you have. So right now I will achieve this for the second and the third one. Now I have all the circles being cut out. So here I wrote 1, 2, 3. So this is the first one, the second one, and the third one. So all I have to do now is make sure the right side is facing each other. So I will just place it this way. And everything has to match once you follow the right procedure. So I will take to my sewing machine, and you see that. Then I will sew in either 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch of whatever I left. So for the second one, I will do the same. Did you see that? So I will sew it also. This is what I will have. And you see that? So I will just sew either 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, depending on what you left for your seam allowance. Can you see that? So this is for the last one. I will also sew the same way. So right now I'll take to the sewing machine and sew it, and then show you how it looks. So right now I will start sewing. This is for the first tier. So make sure you bring out like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch before sewing on this line. Remember, we left seam allowance, so you place it this way. It will extend more than the line. So I will take it to my sewing machine right now. Make sure you are using a matching thread when sewing yours. I will be doing this for the sake of the tutorial. Don't forget to backstitch. And make sure it is in line. So looking at it, it matches with the basics, and then I'll go back stitch. So do this for all others. Can you see the first one how it looks? Then I will go on to do the second one and then the last one. So I haven't sewn it all. This is what it looks like. Can you see? So this is the last one, this is the second one, and this is the first one. Looking at it, you can see the tears are formed. The next thing now is to turn it to the wrong side. Can you see? Make sure this matches, and make sure you align this. That is very important. Make sure these are aligned, because you will be sewing this together along with the seam allowance on the basic sleeve. So make sure these are aligned. So I will advise you could just pin it down. Can you see this way? Just pin it down and make sure it is aligned, so that by the time you join it over to this place, it is well aligned. So right now I've pinned it all down. Looking at it, if it is well aligned, this is how it should look like. So I will take to my sewing machine now and sew this side seam allowance. So right now I've sewn the side. Then the next thing now is to turn it to the right side. So looking at it, can you see it is formed? Before attaching it, it is advisable you hem the curves. It makes it easier for you, but for the sake of the tutorial, I just left that out. So looking at it, this is the first layer, the second one, the third one. So just give it a good press, and that is just it on how to make the tear sleeve. If my tutorial has been helpful, just give me a thumbs up, and do not forget to tell your friends about it, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.